Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dealbreakers. I'm your host, Young Lord, and we got a great show lined up for you today. We got a couple amazing guests, and of course, we got the wonderful, the beautiful, the amazing, my co-host Tgoddess. Um, so this is a show we're gonna get featured, y'all. So don't come for my guests. Don't disrespect any of my people or the bouncers. You see the bouncers right here? They're gonna let you know. They're gonna show you the exit real fast. All right. If you send us a gift, we appreciate it. We can't thank you for every single gift, but we appreciate the gifts. And after the show, I always favorite all my gifters, even if it's a 5. All right. So I appreciate y'all for being here. If we got extra time and you got something to say, you're more than welcome to come in and share. If we got extra time, I'll let you come in and share and, and let you do your thing. But right now, we got a structure for the show and we're trying to stick to it. So with that being said, I want to introduce the mermaid lady, the siren lady, one half of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Oregon local, my co-host, the beautiful Tgoddess. The beautiful Tgoddess is here.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show.
Tgoddess, how you doing today?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good myself. So do we have some updates on the dating? I'm hearing word around town you got some updates in the dating scene this week.
So I've got some good stories to tell. And yes, I'm still on the dating scene.
Okay. So today we're going to actually hear one of your stories about dating, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm excited. It should be interesting. I'm excited. So, okay, let's introduce our next guest.
Any updates from you, sir?
From me? Oh, you caught me off guard. I don't have any updates right now. Not yet. Maybe next weekend, maybe next show, I might have some updates for y'all. Right now, we still chilling. We still focusing on myself. We're not dating yet. But that could change. That could change real quick. All right. So Tgoddess, let's introduce the next guest. So as you guys know, on this internet thing, this World Wide Web thing, you meet a bunch of people that you might not never meet before, might not ever have a chance to meet in real life. So this next guest I've been knowing since I first started streaming, a really smart, funny guy. You know what I'm saying? Some people say his eyes are hypnotizing. They look like the Pacific, Atlantic, or one of those oceans or whatever. I want you guys to give my boy Brian D a warm welcome to the stream. Brian D, go ahead and pull up.
The Pacific or Atlantic or whatever. Yeah, that's what they say.
How you doing,
All
sir?
the oceans. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Likewise, man. I want to thank you for being here because I know you didn't know what this show was about and you just came on the stream because we homies, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Of course.
So today should be fun, man. Let me ask you real quick. You got any dating things that we're gonna talk about today? How's your dating life going?
Oh, it's hectic. It's hectic. I don't even know, like not in like a show off kind of way, like in more of like a well, I don't know what I'm doing kind of way. But like I'm doing my best. So yeah, I got a little bit to offer for that topic for sure. Yeah.
All right. If you could put, well, you already said hectic. If you could put your dating life into one word, would you call it hectic?
Yep.
Hectic. Okay.
That'll be the word.
We'll live with that. All right. So let's introduce my next guest. So we got my next guest. She has one of those shiny stickers, one of those shiny little stickers on the side of her name that a lot of you streamers want to have next to yours. I believe she was the first, second female top badge on the app. Oregon's finest. Yo, if you take the S out, she's an OG. So don't disrespect her. Don't come for her. You know what I'm saying? I want to introduce y'all OSG, Oregon Star Girl, in the building, everybody. Oregon Star Girl, pull up.
Thank you. That was quite the introduction. Yeah. First female top badge for Plenty of Fish.
Okay.
That's my claim.
So the first female top badge on POF.
Yeah. First female top badge for Plenty of Fish.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right.
Good
So
time.
also want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here because I know you came just like Brian. You didn't know what the show was about. You just came. It's kind of last minute, and I appreciate that. So
Yeah. Thank you.
before we get the show started, I want you to sum up your dating life in 1 or 2 words.
Weird.
Weird.
Definitely weird. Yeah.
Okay. I mean that fits Oregon because Oregon's motto is keep Portland
True.
weird.
That's true. Keep Portland weird. Yeah.
That fits.
Complicated.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the stream, everybody. You are now watching Dealbreakers featuring Young Lord and Tgoddess. All right, let's get this show started. So we're gonna start off with the first segment. It's called awkward dating encounters. All right, and today, Tgoddess, I believe you're gonna take it from here. So this is an interaction that Tgoddess
All right,
actually
y'all. We are. Yeah. So this was really interesting. This was my first date in about a year. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of the background. Then we're gonna talk about the plentitude of red flags that I ran into. So I met this guy on Tinder. Things were going well. So we decided to get together and we set up a date and time. First red flag was that he didn't confirm the date until a couple hours beforehand. So I wasn't even sure if I was gonna go. Then I went out, got to the restaurant. He was 30 minutes late. Second red flag.
That's 2.
That's 2. Then I got us a table. I was waiting. The poor waitresses were like, "Are you sure he's coming? Like, are you okay? Should you order something?" It was really embarrassing. But then finally he's like, "Okay, I'm pulling up. So he walks in. I didn't recognize him. Doom must have gained 30 or 40 pounds, and his pictures were at least 5 to 10 years old. Definitely some major catfishing going on. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, we're here. We're gonna like just get to know him, whatever. He sits down, we order drinks. My drink comes and it's really beautiful. It's a big like margarita with champagne in it. And he orders his own drink, whatever, and it comes and he looks at mine and says that it looks better, takes his straw and puts it in my drink and takes a drink before I ever took a sip.
That's 4. That's 4, right?
Then he calls. Yeah. So then he calls the waitress over, asks the waitress if she can take his margarita back, pour it into a bigger cup and add champagne to his as well. And she was like, "I can't do that. We're in the times of COVID. I'm so sorry." And so he's talking to this girl back and forth for a few minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, I really need this drink. And he's like, wait, I'm gonna take a picture. Of this drink because it's really like cool looking. And I was like, okay, whatever. So he takes his camera out and I think he's done. He's like, okay. So I take my drink and he then snaps a picture of me taking a drink without asking me. So
Bro.
I'm like, okay, this is already starting so weird. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you what he was wearing. So
Dead.
This man showed up in like old man dad jeans, fake red bottoms, a gray turtleneck sweater with a dad vest and a beanie.
A dad vest. Wait, hold on.
I think I've gone on a date with that guy before. It might be the same crowd.
So yeah, maybe so. So anyway, so I was a little put off by like the outfit, but I'm still like, I'm like, okay, like whatever. It's cold outside, like okay, whatever. So then like we order our food, and this man spends like the next hour talking nonstop about his broken life. Like we're not talking like any good news. It's just
All
his
bad.
sad life. So I think I probably said like 2 words during the entire hour that we were there.
Now, how many?
And I'm
That's
like,
6 flags.
You
That's
needed a wing girl. You needed a wing girl. You
I
needed somebody
definitely,
to text you and be like, there's an emergency. You need to come home immediately.
yeah. So then like after dinner, he's like, it's still early. Let's go play, like let's go bowling or whatever. So I'm like, okay, like he just paid for all my drinks, all of dinner. I'm out for the first time. I'm like, whatever, let's go. So we go to the bowling alley, and it's like over an hour wait for bowling. So I'm like, well, let's go play laser tag. So we signed up for laser tag, grabbed a drink, and we finally went and played. And it was actually really fun. I won the whole game, like beat everybody, and he came in the last spot, which was pretty fun.
Hold on. He lost. He came in last.
Came in last. Like,
So-
very
You're like, karma. Karma's a bitch.
yeah.
So wait. Yeah, just keep going because I'll comment, but like I feel like there's more coming. So keep going.
Okay, so we at the end of the date we go. We're leaving, and he was like, "This sets the bar for all of my dates for 2022." And he's like, I can really see us being together because we're both really beautiful people, and we would make a really beautiful couple. And I was like, okay, this is really strange. Then he proceeded to tell me that he was going home to this girl that he lives with, and proceeded to tell me about why their relationship didn't work out was because he went out to a bar. He went out to a bar and met a porn star and was invited back to the house to have a threesome with the porn star and the girlfriend. And it fell through, but he went home and told his girl about the whole experience, thinking that she would be excited for him. And I was just like, this is really crazy. Like, I don't know why you're oversharing all of this information with me, but it's time to go home. Like,
He needs to step up his game. Dang it.
Yo, I don't even know.
Game ever.
All right. Yeah, we can end the show right now. This is over, y'all. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally had a full list of red flags just to like be prepped
There
and
were-
out of respect for while the
so
show. I was
many.
like, I had a whole list,
there were
and
so
now none of them apply
Yeah, facts.
because like every red flag that I had has nothing on that whole list of stuff. Like,
I got a good one, but I
wow,
don't know how to top that.
so then, like, you guys,
that
the
guy's
next
a
day,
disaster.
he is. The next day,
Seriously.
he sent me a text. I ended up ghosting him because his text messages were
Yeah.
like,
And block.
he said, good afternoon. How's your week starting off? Mine's been busy, which is a good thing. box for 2022 is where it's at for me. I find myself thinking about you and getting an instant smile on my face. And I was like, I just didn't reply. I was like, no, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it like liberating though to get to the point in life where you're like, you know what? I don't have to reply at all. Like I used to feel like I had to like answer every text message, and now I'm just like, I really don't have to. If I don't feel like it, I'm not.
Yeah, but only I feel like you should if like the reason you're not replying is because you don't like you just moved on to a different thing, but like the dude deserved, like if you found somebody better in the dating life, like then being honest with the guy and being like, yeah, it's not gonna work out. That deserves a reply. That guy doesn't deserve a reply.
Yeah, I know exactly. I try to be honest. I don't
line.
like those people, but I try to say, hey, I don't think this is gonna work out. I'm just not feeling it. And if they ask me why, I mean, if they have the nerve to ask me why, I'll tell them. I'll be honest. But that guy, he deserves nothing.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
So let me ask Oregon Stargirl a question. So, Oregon, if you were on that date right there, would you have made it how far Tgoddess made it, or at one point would you have like bailed out? Because Tgoddess is a sweetheart. She kind of stuck it out. What would you have?
I mean, I feel where she's coming from though, because sometimes it's like I feel like I just want to go do something. You know what I mean? Like when you're single and like you're home all the time, and like sometimes I just want to go somewhere. So I'll accept a date just to go out. But I mean, after the dinner, I probably would have been like, my kids are texting me. I need to go home.
Yeah.
And I've been like the wing person before that will like message me and be like, and then I'll get like, oh, what? Oh, okay, I gotta go. I'm so sorry. Like I've done that before. I've left in the middle of a date before just because I wanted an out. But
yeah, I would have said that my house plants called me and needed to be watered at that point.
I've been in so many awkward situations that I'm super like hesitant to take any dates at all, period. And like I require a FaceTime or a duo or whatever you're on before I will even walk out that door. Like you said, the guy showed up and was like, not, because I feel like their profiles, they'll have like a picture from when they were in the military 15 years ago, a picture from like their college days, a picture from 5 years ago, and maybe something recent, like slightly recent. But like, I'm like, why is your hair long in one picture, short in another? You've got a beard in one pic, no beard in the next pic. Like, when are these photos from? So I need a FaceTime to see what you look like.
Full timeline.
That's definitely on my checking off box now. Like,
yes.
It's been a long time for me, like being on the dating scene. So like, it was just kind of like,
same.
My friends knew where I were. They had his picture. My parents knew where I was. I took a lift. Yeah. Like he doesn't, like I did some of the safety things, but like there's definitely things I miss that like I won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, share your location.
I made him take his beanie off. Like it was a hot mess.
Take his beanie.
You're like, what's under that beanie today?
Well, hold on. What happened? Wait, what was underneath the beanie?
So he had like really badly done braids, like really bad.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I went on a date with that guy.
That guy.
It was a one and done. It was a one and done.
It was definitely, but like I think the reason that I stuck it out is because like first of all, like he wasn't like necessarily rude to me. He was like a decent person, just not somebody I could like, decent person, just not somebody that I could see myself like moving forward with. Yeah. But he was not being like super like rude or make me feel like Yeah, like there was no chemistry, so I knew it wasn't gonna go anywhere.
Except the
But
whole putting his straw in your drink, and that was a little rude.
That's slightly
that
rude.
was a little rude. But at least he didn't like put his mouth on it, and he used his own straw.
He used his own
Tried.
All right, guys.
You're very forgiving. I'm not gonna lie. That's impressive forgiveness right there.
All right, guys. That guy was a definition of a red flag. He was actually the real definition of a red flag. Brian.
I will say though, as a female, sometimes, and Tgoddess, you probably understand, like when a guy asks you out, and then it's kind of implied that they're gonna pay for the date and everything, you feel kind of obligated sometimes to like sit there and be nice and like, oh, you know, like they're paying for your meal and your drinks and stuff. Like you feel a sort of sense of like,
well, let me tell you, ladies, something.
You stay.
You can feel like
weird.
You can feel like that, but I'm telling you right now, you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay at all.
Yeah. And I always offer to pay myself. I always offer. I mean, most of the time they say no, but.
So honestly, the moment, like in dating, the moment, like especially on a first date, like the moment that you realize like, you know, you know the moment, like you know it immediately. It's just like nope. And the moment that happens, like do whatever you gotta do to get out. Just get out, because don't waste your own time. Just because like he's paying for it, he should be paying for it. Like it's a few drinks. If he can't pay for that, then you got other things to worry about. But like
that's true. I try to have that aha moment before we actually meet, though. Like I want to figure that out before I ever like meet up with you on the phone, FaceTime.
Yeah, that's fair. And like I'm saying, I'm not even saying leave in the mid date. You know, don't leave mid date unless you really, you know, do whatever you want. But like I'm not saying you got to leave mid date. What I'm saying is just make it. I don't know. Just do whatever you got to do to get out as soon as you can. Like cut it, make it like expedite the process. Like you said, like you got your kids calling or whatever. Like just get it over. Finish.
Yeah, you don't really owe them anything. You don't owe anybody anything.
Don't feel bad about leaving mid-date. You don't have nothing to explain. You can leave mid-date. Just be like, you know,
yeah, that's true.
I'm not feeling this. I'm really not feeling this. And they're gonna know that they lied to you anyway. That dude lied to you. If he giving you 10-year-old, he lied to you. So I mean,
yeah.
But look, hey, look, so we're already 23 minutes into the show. I want to get Brian, did you actually have a dating encounter you want to talk about, or should we move on to the next segment?
I mean, I didn't have one like super recently. I was more. You had said that we were talking about like being in a relationship kind of thing, and I was saying when we were talking on Insta like that I had stories about the previous relationship, but I don't have a my most recent date was nothing to really talk about, honestly. It was, I mean, not in a bad way, but like nothing. There were no red flags, so not really something to contribute. In this,
so are you gonna go? Are you gonna go on another date with this person?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if it works out past that. The one thing is like, I'll share this. I'm not super religious. I'm not atheist or anything. I'm not. You know, we don't have to go into that at all. But I am what I am in terms of like believing in something bigger, but maybe not necessarily wanting to go to church every Sunday. That's about the best way I can put it. And you know, she goes to church every Sunday. The girl I just started, like this is the first date I've been on since my previous relationship ended. So I've been trying to give it more of a chance in terms of like not being like, well, she wants to go to church, I'm done. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, listen, Brian.
But
has she made any type of
deal breaker?
Has she said anything about you going to church? Has she mentioned that at all?
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a deal. It's like even if she did, it wouldn't be a deal breaker because like I try to keep an open mind and like I understand that like some people go to church for the reason that it's like a community oriented thing, and like she's, you know, some people go because it brings them closer with their community and their family and their friends and so on and so forth. Some people go like for instance, all 12 years growing up as a Catholic kid, I don't know why they go. I don't.
All right,
It's really
let me ask you a
uncomfortable.
question.
It's super hot.
I got a
I
question
have
for
to
you.
kneel a lot.
Hey, listen, this is Dealbreakers, man. This is the show. Look, let me recap everything. So you
Well,
guys
yeah,
are
no, I know. That's why I'm saying I don't think it really applied.
you guys are here with Young Lord and Tgoddess. This is Dealbreakers every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I got a question for you, Brian. If she asked you, she told you, said you have to go to church once a month with me or I can't be with you. Is that a red flag or a deal breaker?
It's kind of it's not a deal breaker, but it is a red flag because it's like,
So you're gonna
go? What?
So you're gonna go?
Yeah, I would go, I guess.
Okay.
But it's a red flag for sure because like I would never force my beliefs on somebody else.
Yeah, if you're gonna be miserable every time you have to go.
It's like yeah. Like I'm willing to compromise, but I'm not. I'm more willing to compromise when it's like Christmas and my mom wants all of us to go to church, so I go so that nobody's yelling and stuff. And that's different though, because like this is somebody potentially I'm gonna spend my life with. So I mean, like I'm at this age, it's not about like just dating and messing around. It's somebody you're always thinking like this could be the lifelong partner. So if she's like, I don't go out with guys who don't believe in what I believe, like, well, that's kind of a red flag, a little bit, slightly,
Definitely.
massively a red flag. Actually, it's huge.
All right, guys. Look, listen. Let's move on to the next segment. Guys, can you plug the show and give a recap so we can move on to the next segment?
All right, y'all. Welcome to Dealbreakers with Young Lord, and I'm the co-host Tgoddess. We just got done talking about awkward encounters. Mine was a really bad Tinder catfish date. So we just finished talking about that. Now I think we're gonna go on to the Instagram polls.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to Instagram polls. So I got a few polls that I do throughout the week. You guys check in on my Instagram throughout the week. It's in my bio. And then I'm gonna read them to you, and I'm gonna let you guys answer, and then I'm gonna tell you what the internet said. All right. So this first one is so we're assuming everything else in the relationship is good, but they have 5 pets. 5 pets. Let's start with Tgoddess, and then let's go around.
That's a red flag. Maybe not a deal breaker, depending on what the pets are.
Okay. So what about if they have 5 cats?
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker. What about 5
That's
dogs?
a deal.
5 dogs.
Probably still a deal breaker.
What about a lizard, a snake, and 2-3 hamsters?
That's a red flag.
All right. Oregon, what's up?
Like she said, it depends on the pets. If you have any snakes of any sort whatsoever in your home capacity, I'm definitely out. I will never step foot in your house, period, ever. I did date somebody that had 5 dogs, and I like dogs. I love dogs, but he kept all of them in like gated into the kitchen area, and they like pooped and peed all over the place in the kitchen and shit. So to me, that was like deal breaker. But if you had 5 dogs and you had a nice like setup for them and a nice backyard and you took good care of them, I'd be fine with that. I love dogs. Yeah.
Okay. She said no snakes in the house capacity though. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah. If you have a snake anywhere in your home, garage, whatever, I don't care what kind of cage, aquarium, glass enclosure, out, whatever, I will not come in your house. Period. Period.
I respect that. Brian, what about you, sir?
Yeah, so I agree with the dog part. Like if they have, I mean, five is a lot of anything, to be honest with you, man. I don't know if I'd say it's a deal breaker, but like you would have to be some type of special dog owner for that to be like, oh, that's normal. But
Like
I don't, yeah, yeah, a breeder, yeah, exactly. It's not a deal breaker. Definitely about as close to red flag / deal breaker. It's like right in between red flag and deal breaker because it's definitely a red flag. Like, why do you have so many
they're all sleeping in your
dogs?
bed.
For any of
So-
the other animals, it's definitely a deal breaker. Like, first of all, I'm allergic to cats, so you got 5 cats, I'm already dead. But like,
Not the bed.
Oh man.
you got 5 snakes. Like, I'd rather you have 5 cats and be dead because that's just terrifying. So, yeah.
Terrifying.
All right. So
Yeah.
for me, it's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker across the board, unless they have like a ranch or some type of super big backyard with an acre or something. And all those dogs cats or animals can't be in a house all the time. If they got their own houses, that's cool. And they definitely not hopping in the bed where I'm at. No, we're not doing that.
I don't allow my one dog in the bed.
We're not doing that. So
No.
y'all want to know what the internet said? The internet said 57% said deal breaker, 43 said red flag.
That seems right though.
Yeah.
Because because people are thinking about dogs or cats for those of them who like cats. For the people who like snakes, I don't know that we don't talk about that.
I feel like it's not to be so like gender specific, but I feel like a woman that has 5 cats is definitely kind of different than a man that has 5 cats. I mean, if a man has 5 cats, you're kind of like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't comprehend a guy with 5 cats. I can't even lie.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you met a girl that had 5 cats, she's like, I love cats. I have, they're siblings. Like that's different. But a dude that has 5 cats, like.
Yeah, well, she's gonna have to have 5 bottles of Zyrtec too.
All right. So the next one. So they tell you that they cheated on their ex. You go on the first date and they tell you that they cheated on their ex. Is that a red flag or a deal breaker? Tgoddess, start with you.
It's a red flag.
Red flag?
Yeah.
Okay. But definitely not a deal breaker.
Not necessarily. It kind of depends. Like, are you like, have you changed your ways? Like, what's going on? Is that something you learned and grew from? Like, because people grow and change. Like, just because, that may have been like the biggest mistake of their life. You don't know what they've been through. And the fact that they're being upfront and honest about it, like if you're talking about it, like that's a little, like, it really depends on like, what have they done like to change their decision making? Like, are like, you see what I'm saying? Like people grow and change. Like if you're cheating on someone in your younger years and your relationships, like it's definitely a red flag. It's definitely gonna like make me watch what you're doing a little more closely. Like I'm gonna pay attention like to things that don't add up, like, and wonder about you a little more. Is a red flag. Not necessarily a deal breaker for me.
Okay. I think I agree with that too. Oregon, how you feel about that?
I totally agree because I feel like every circumstance is different. It would be a red flag for me, but I mean, I was with a cheater and I forgave to a certain point, but a lot of people say that like, oh, if somebody cheated on me, I would definitely be like broken up out the relationship, but I feel like it's different in every situation. Like some people are going to do it and then they're going to be like so remorseful, like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Like, I'm so sorry. But then some people are just like, well, it is what it is. Like either you deal with it or you don't. So
yeah,
I think it just depends on the situation, but it's definitely a red flag for me.
Okay.
Because I feel like loyalty is very important to me and I'm super loyal. So if you're not, then that could be an issue.
I agree with you. Brian, how you feel about this?
Yeah, I would say, well, honestly, to dive a little bit deeper into the question, like if somebody brings that up on the first date, that alone is a bit of a red flag for me. Like, I love honesty and being open, but first date, like, we could talk about this after we've gotten to know whether or not we want a second date. Like, I don't know, maybe the first date would be the proper time to bring up the fact that, this has happened in your life. Because at that point, I'm like, oh man, I just spent like $100.
Yeah.
You might cheat on me. So
Kind of a weird first date topic.
Disappointing $100 to throw.
Brian's
But
like,
no, but in all seriousness, like if the question really is, would I date somebody that has cheated? Yeah, I would, without a doubt. I mean, I have dated somebody that's cheated and that has been open about it. They weren't open about it on the first date, but they had, they told me that they cheated on somebody towards more of the middle of the dates. And that's okay. Cause like people have said, it's just, it happens sometimes, I guess. And it's a mistake that people make, but it's not something that is like permanent in terms of somebody's mentality or, that doesn't define them. They made a mistake.
All right, so
I'm okay with forgiving that.
I got you, Brian. So when is the right time to even say that to someone you're dating? Do you think there's a certain time that you should say that to someone dating, or should that be something that's not said?
No, I definitely think it should be said. I don't think it's required to be said, but I think it would be best for both parties to be open about something like that. I don't know. That's a tough question. Like I'm all for being open.
If the other person asks, like if I ask somebody, have you ever cheated on anybody? They should be honest, but I don't think it has to be like, hey, guess what? I cheated on my last girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's not a requirement to disclose something about your past that this person has, like, it's not their business, to be honest. Your past is your past. They don't have to know everything about you. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think as long as you're moving on and being better.
So this is what the internet said. The internet agrees with everybody here. 75%, a whopping 75 said it's just a red flag. 25% said it's a deal breaker though. So I think that
but that 25% has been cheated on.
Probably.
Oh, I've been cheated on, but
I have too, but like I'm saying, a lot of people that have been cheated on. Let me rephrase. That 25% has probably been cheated on recently. And like, cause I've been cheated on as well. And it at that point, like for a little bit there, you kind of hate everybody, but then you learn and grow, and you don't hold that against other people. Yeah, trusting again takes a while, but.
All right, here we go, y'all. Let's go to the next one. So Kanye West has been going around wearing these crazy shoes, y'all. I don't know if y'all see them, but I'm gonna show y'all a picture of them right now. And if they pull up on the first date with these shoes on, is it a red flag or a deal breaker? All right, I want y'all to see these. Can y'all see those?
This dude.
Red. Look, that's the first date. He pulling up with those. Any. You know what I'm saying?
Can I answer this? Can I be first?
Yeah, sure. Be my guest.
Okay. My two things that I always look at on a man are teeth and shoes. If you don't pass the teeth and shoes test, that's a yes. But those shoes, that would be a no for me. That's a no for me, dog. No, absolutely not. Unless you're actually Kanye West. If you're actually Kanye West, I might give you a free pass. But if you're just regular dude from Portland, hell no.
Hey, all right, Brian, how you feel,
That's
man?
about as bad as some Uggs.
Brian,
I mean, I don't know if this.
Those are the Uggs. Those are Uggs.
Yeah. I don't. It does. I got nothing for this one. I mean, I don't.
Hold on, Brian. Hold on. Listen. She looked good, and the conversation was good. Everything was going fine. It was in the middle of summer. She pulled up with these boots on, and she thought she was really bossed up, and she thought she looked good. Is it a red flag or deal breaker?
It's a red flag.
What's the rest of the outfit though?
Not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker. Okay.
I mean, no, I don't look at. I do look at teeth, so I agree with that.
Tgoddess?
Like,
how you feel about the Tgoddess?
I don't care about shoes.
Those are ugly. Those are super ugly. But I would have. No, I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Is it deal
That
breaker?
is a deal breaker. I'm sorry. Those are so ugly.
All right.
Just show up in some rubber boots.
Especially in summer. Like, why are you wearing that in the summer? What is
Straight
wrong
out of
with
the swamp.
Unless you're actually Kanye, you shouldn't be wearing that shit.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna say it's a red flag. I love Kanye West style. These boots are a little over the top. They wild. I would never wear them on a first date. But I might wear them. I might wear them in the right times, right setting. I will wear them, but not on the first date. Never. So the internet.
When would be the right setting for those though?
In the middle of winter in a snowstorm.
In Louisiana in a swamp?
Probably on top of a probably catfishing somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Catfishing with my bare hands. But
There you go. Yeah, noodling.
but anyway, so the internet said 75% said that's a deal breaker. They're not doing those boots.
Yeah, but like this one wasn't super fair to me because like girls wear boots all the time and girls look hot in boots. So
But
if they were those boots, I really wouldn't notice the difference. I'd be like, oh, I guess that's what's in now. So
I mean, I guess if you have Kanye's money, like
that's what I'm saying. That makes up for a
Yeah.
lot of things.
buying those boots, they're pretty exclusive, which means you've got some bread.
right.
Yeah.
So
That's what-
that's something to
true.
consider, I guess.
That's true. All right, y'all. So we got one more for the internet, and then we're gonna move on to the next subject. So they're scared to drive a car. Remember, everything else is perfect. They look good. Everything else is perfect, but they're scared to drive a car. They won't drive a car. They won't get one. No matter what you do, they're not gonna drive a car. So let's start with Brian, and then let's go around. Brian, how you feel about that? Red flag or deal breaker?
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
Done.
Done.
Yeah,
All right.
that's all I got. Thanks.
You got it.
Deal breaker. I'm not your
Deal
cat. That's no.
Yeah, I dated a guy. This was a few months ago. I dated a guy that was super in. I went on one date. Let me clarify. I went on one date. He was super into bicycles. Like he had all these fancy bicycles, and he worked for Nike and had like 8 bazillion pairs of shoes, but no car. So then he was like, "Oh, I'll just take a train to come see you." I was like, "Hold up, no." Like, so you're telling me every time we go out, we gotta take my car? Like, absolutely not.
Gonna take you on the Polar Express.
No, it was a one and done for me. Deal breaker. And it better be a nice car, not an 85 Honda Accord either.
Tgoddess, can we plug the show and give them a recap?
All right, guys, thank you all for being here. If you're just coming in, this is Dealbreakers with Young Lord and co-host me, Tgoddess. So far, we have gone over awkward dating encounters. We just finished our IG polls. Up next, I think we're gonna play some games.
Yeah, we're gonna play some games.
We're gonna play some. Sorry,
we're
go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into some games, and then I want to let you guys know that we're here every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. The time is subject to change because we're getting the show featured, so it might be 11 Eastern. But check with my IG, check with Tgoddess IG. If you want to submit, to be on the show, or if you have any DMs, any text messages, any awkward encounter stories, if you want to be anonymous or you want to come on the show and talk about it, hop in Tgoddess's DMs. I'm sorry. Go to her IG, send her a message, let her know, and then we'll definitely love to get you on the show. Thank you for the gift, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. All right, so now we're gonna play Red Flag Deal Breaker the game. All right. Let's get to it. All right. Let me pull this up real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right, so
thank
this
you
is
so
this is
much.
gonna be like
Appreciate that.
a speed round. We're just gonna go through them. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go through them. So, all right. So let's say you're dating someone new and they're perfect in every way except one flaw. So I'm gonna say what that flaw is, and you're gonna say whether it's a red flag, deal breaker, or you could say I love it. You might like it. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's start with the first one. So they're still really good friends with their ex. Brian, let's start with Brian and go around.
I don't know. I guess more like towards the lower end of the red flags. Like it's not a deal breaker by any means. Because like I've been friends with exes before, and it is possible to have that relationship without anything being possible besides that, but it also is. It could be easy to see why that's like sketch for the new person that you're dating, right? So, I don't know. I guess I would say red flag. Like I wouldn't be super comfortable with it, but I wouldn't discount the whole possibility of a relationship because of it.
All right.
Yeah.
I got you. Got it.
It's almost not even a red flag for me. Like, I think it shows a level of maturity if you can remain friends with your exes. Like, I don't believe that relationships have to end in anger and bitterness all the time. Like, you just didn't work in a relationship. That doesn't mean that you can't still love each other and care about each other. Now, I can see that also, like, why it would be a red flag for some people. And of course, if you're like doing like being happy with it, like, then it's gonna be a problem. But other than that, like, it's not even really a red flag to me too much.
Okay. OSG, how you feel about it?
I'm actually totally fine with it. Like she said, I think it shows a level of maturity, especially if you have kids together, because like I know I'm super cool with my ex. We have a son together. Like I'm not worried about him. He's not worried about me. So I think it's fine. I'm not even, I think it's like, it has to go along with other stuff. If there's other things about you that I don't trust, and that's just one of them, then it's different. If it's just that and I trust you in every other way, then I'm fine with that.
All right. So I agree with all of you. I think it's a red flag, but it's almost I like it, but it's almost a red flag, because if you are mature enough to be able to break up with someone and not get mad and throw shade on their name and blame them for everything, and you guys take the blame equally, and you guys are mature and you guys still whatever, then I like that, because that shows that you have some type of sensibility and you don't just turn into a hater and start throwing dirt on somebody's name just because it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a red flag, but it's kind of like a light red flag. It's a pink flag. Yeah, exactly. All right, so look, the next one. They're obsessed with conspiracy theories. Brian?
It's a red flag for me. I'll just say that right now.
Red flag?
Been there, done that. Been there, done that.
Tgoddess, let Brian think. He's thinking. So Tgoddess?
Okay, so if they're obsessed with it, that's a red flag. If you're interested and willing to like explore things, so am I. I have an open mind, and I love listening and learning about all the conspiracy theories. But obsession, definitely a red flag.
He said obsessed.
Okay.
Yeah, you did say obsessed. So the that word alone, like she said, like I'm down to watch some like fun Netflix documentaries or whatever about some conspiracy stuff, right? Or like YouTube videos or whatever. But if you're trying to convince me like really hard, and like you won't leave that alone, like it's Monday morning and I'm getting ready for work and it's like, but like think about it. Like, nah. Leave me alone. I need my coffee. And like I'm trying to go to work. Like, don't talk about that right now. If you're obsessed, I'm not. Nah, I'm good.
I agree with you, Brian. If you're obsessed with it, it's a little too far. I like some good conspiracy theories. I like to think, you know what I'm saying, subjectively on all like spectrums, but I can't get consumed by it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of this stuff you'll never know the answer to it anyway. You know what I mean? But all right. They clap every time the plane lands. You're in an airplane, the plane lands, they start clapping every time the plane lands. Red flag, deal breaker, or do you love it?
That's a deal breaker. I'm
Deal
sorry.
breaker.
That's embarrassing. No. We're good.
It's none of them for me.
No.
I think I would just laugh. I think it's funny.
Every time,
I
Oregon.
think it's funny. Listen, I had a flight over the weekend, and the plane, when we landed, they hit the ground so hard that I like screamed. And like my back hurt for the entire night because I feel like it was from the plane hitting the ground. So, I mean, I'd be like, bruh, what are you like? Let's not clap every time, but like, I'm not going to break up with somebody over that.
All right. So, but I mean, how often do you ride planes? You know what I'm saying? And Brian, for a guy perspective, would it be
As much as possible for me.
Do you think would it be cute at all? Would it be cute at all, or would it be just what would it be?
It depends. If you had a really shitty flight and it was turbulence the whole way and you felt like you might die, once the plane lands, I'm like, yes, we on the ground again.
Okay,
But
that would be okay, but every time I'm and I like to
I've been
travel.
on a lot of flights.
So
95% of them nobody clapped. So
Yeah,
Would be
I've
like
traveled a lot. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said that at like 95% of the time nobody claps, which is why it would be
Yeah.
really awkward and embarrassing, like for someone to do that.
I think I would just tell them knock it off.
Yeah, I've traveled a lot. Luckily, you know, I've been fortunate enough to travel a lot, and so I've been on a lot of planes and through quite a bit of turbulence in some of those, especially the smaller ones. Like you hit turbulence in a small plane. Oh my god, that is not fun. But I never clap. Like usually because I'm squeezing the armrests very tightly, and so I don't have I'm not thinking about like, oh, good job. Like I'm thinking like I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Like, and that's where I'm at. But no, I don't clap. And if somebody clapped at the end of every flight, yeah, that's a deal breaker, 100%. But even at the end of one, like if I mean, it wouldn't be a deal breaker, but I'd be like, we don't need to clap. They literally, this is their only job. This is the one thing that they are paid to do. They did it, and they didn't even do it that well. So no, I'm not clapping for them. I'm just thankful, and I'm never flying Spirit again. That's how.
No, we can't do Spirit. We can't do Spirit. All right, so this is what I'm gonna say. So I'm looking at it two ways. The first way I'm looking at it is like if you're a clapper like that, you're also like probably a Karen or like a hella annoying. You know what I'm saying? That's the first way I'm looking at it. Now, the second way I'm looking at it is like you can be really cute and really genuine and just a sweetheart clapping too, but it's two different people clapping for two different reasons. You know what I'm saying? But it's a red flizzag for me, for sure. All right, so look, the next one.
You don't like that cheerleader mentality?
I love a cheerleader, but still. But
Yay, we're not dead.
Yeah,
I'm totally like that. I don't clap, but I'm enthusiastic like that. So I'm not a Karen.
Girl. That was a Valley Girl cheerleader. That's the difference, Brian. All right, so they don't believe in anniversaries at all. Red flag, deal breaker, or you love it?
Deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker. They don't believe in anniversaries at all.
That's a deal breaker.
Okay, so the ladies said that's a deal breaker. They said that pretty fast. What about you, Brian?
I mean, like it would save me a lot of money, but
Brian's a whole deal breaker.
But like, I mean, that'd be kind of that's pretty rare for a. I don't know. Like, it's definitely a red flag. Definitely, it's like, whoa, then what? Because that kind of gives off the signal that they're not into celebrating the relationship as it is. Like therefore they're not really that committed to it. And in that case, like that, and that is diving deep. I know that's like a lot of assumptions I know that I'm making right there.
It sounds cheap to me.
But it does sound, yeah, it just sounds like they're not really committed to, like, if they don't want to celebrate an anniversary, that kind of signals that they don't want there to be one. So, like, what are we doing? Like,
All right, so
Yeah, this is the 1 year. This is silver. We're supposed to get sheets for our bed.
like, we have 7 kids together. What are we? Like, what?
I know. I can't even get an anniversary dinner after 7 kids. I mean, hello?
it's a deal breaker for me, for surely a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It's a deal breaker. All right, so look, we got 5 minutes left in the show. We want to play one more game. We're going to play Would You Rather Deal Breaker this time, and then we're going to do speed rounds. You don't have to explain it, just choose pick your poison, basically. But before we move on, I want to say thank y'all for everybody for being here. You're now watching Deal Breakers with Young Lord and Tgoddess every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Time subject to change, so check the IGs. If you want to be a part of the show, DM Tgoddess on IG. All right. So, would you rather deal breakers? Tgoddess, you got him?
I got him.
And hold on. Thank y'all for being here too, to my guests. Make sure y'all favorite my guests. Oregon Star Girl, Top Bad. She streamed pretty much daily. Favorite Brian, his stream schedule. I don't know when he streams, but he's on here for a while. You know what I'm saying? So pull up on him. You know what I'm saying?
It's sporadic.
Young Lord sent you.
All right. All right, guys, are you ready? Would you rather date someone whose hands are always dripping with sweat or constantly has a runny nose and red runny eyes from allergies?
I'll take the hands.
Young Lord.
Oh man, I'll take the hands, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll take the hands.
The hands, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be the hands.
Because the nose, you gotta look at the nose. You gotta look at the snot dripping out the nose.
You gotta kiss that face with snot going down there. It's not for me.
I don't do snot. Period.
All right, let's go, Tgoddess. Let's get
All
through
right.
it. Let's get through it. We got 2 minutes.
Would you rather have someone who has a balding head with a ring around, like a ring around their head of hair that they don't want to keep up? Like, yeah. Or puts lifts in his shoes to make him 5'9".
Look at Oregon. Look at her face. She like, I can't do it. It's just a game, Oregon. We know you're not gonna date neither one of these people.
I guess I'll take the lifts.
You'll take the lift. You don't want that sunroof
Good
top.
hair.
You don't want the sunroof top?
No cul-de-sac head for me.
Oh. I was thinking of a name. That's the perfect name for it.
That's perfect.
Oh my God. Well, Brian, this doesn't really pertain to me and you.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, let's go to the next one.
All right. Would you rather have someone who suffers from Tourette syndrome that randomly screams vulgar comments out in public, or someone who whispers like they're in the library 24/7?
Oh, we getting to it. Look at that face over there. Oregon, let's let Oregon go first. What you got, Oregon?
I'll take the whisper, because you know the whisper song.
Give me that something like that.
Oh man.
As long as he sings that song to me, I'll be fine. Oh, girl.
I think the whisper is gonna get so annoying after a while, but I'd rather take the whisperer too. Brian, what you got?
Yeah, I'll take the whisper. Yeah.
I'm kind of a little more torn on this because sometimes those outbursts from people with Tourette's, like, don't take this disrespectfully, but it can be kind of funny.
Yeah, but when it's your date.
but when you're holding their hand, walking in a restaurant, and they scream out, you know what I'm saying? I can't even say it now.
We can't say it. We like that. I have an absurd amount of jokes right now that I can't say.
I don't mean
But like,
anything.
can you imagine getting married? Like, you may kiss the bride and she just screams.
But could you imagine like having to like lean in? Like what? I hate that. Like, can you repeat yourself a million times to me? Like that would drive me nuts. I think I'm going with Tourette's, y'all. I think I'm going with
You're going with Tourette.
I'd be like, just text me. I don't want to talk. Just text me.
All right, y'all. So thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna end the recording and then I'm gonna end the